Hello everybody, welcome to Sruti's Kitchen. Today let's make Italian recipe. I'm going to Indianize it slightly by adding more heat anyway, but I'm not going to take away the basic thing from the lasagna. It's going to be delicious. We are making some lasagna noodles, bechamel sauce and the tomato sauce. Everything put together in layers, it makes a lovely lasagna. So let's quickly run through the ingredients and start the recipe. 1 cup of all-purpose flour, maida, pinch of baking soda, quarter teaspoon of salt or add it to your taste. Water to make a nice dough. For the bechamel sauce we need 1.5 cups of whole milk or full-fat milk, 1 tablespoon of butter, salt to taste, I'm using quarter teaspoon here, just a pinch of nutmeg, grated, 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour, maida, pepper to taste, and some Italian seasoning crushed, about quarter teaspoon. And for the vegetable mixture we need 2 tablespoons of butter. You can even use olive oil, 1.5 cups of chopped mushrooms, 1.5 cups of chopped zucchini, bell peppers 1.5 cups. I have taken chopped capsicum, red capsicum, yellow capsicum and the green capsicum. You can choose your favorite vegetables here. A tablespoon of finely chopped garlic, 2 tablespoons of finely chopped celery, half a cup of finely chopped onion, salt to taste, paprika powder to taste, sugar to taste. I'm using 1 teaspoon here, a tablespoon of tomato ketchup, 3 medium-sized tomatoes, half a teaspoon of Italian herb seasoning, crushed black pepper, half teaspoon or you can add it to your taste, half a teaspoon of oregano leaves, dry ones or you can even use the fresh ones, crushed red peppers, dry ones, quarter teaspoon of dry marjoram leaves. I also have half a cup of finely chopped beans, French beans, 2 cups of finely chopped spinach, 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese and 1 cup of shredded mozzarella cheese, quarter cup of shredded parmesan cheese as well. Now let's start by making the lasagna pasta sheets. You can even buy it from the stores. I like to make my own today. It's very simple, involves a simple dough. Traditionally, lasagna dough is made with eggs, but today I just want to make it eggless. So let's start by making the dough first. So into the all-purpose flour, we'll add in the salt and the baking soda, teaspoon of oil, gradually add in some water and make a tight dough out of this. You can even use a food processor. Need not knead the dough so much, just a nice soft dough is what you need. We'll grease with few drops of oil just like that. Spread it all over. We'll cover this and rest for half an hour. Meanwhile, let's start by making the tomato based vegetable sauce. Take a wide pan into which we'll add in the butter. You can use olive oil, normal oil or even the butter as I'm using here. Let it melt. We'll add in the red chili flakes. This is to taste. Freshly cracked black pepper. Some crushed Italian seasoning. Some marjoram leaves, dried ones, and some oregano leaves. We'll add in the garlic, finely chopped, celery, finely chopped. Fry for 30 seconds. Garlic should go nice golden. This is already smelling amazing, gorgeous, especially the garlic. Wow. The addition of spices into the butter, frying it in the butter, it gives a lovely flavor when compared to adding them at the very end of cooking process. This is how I prefer. It's smelling amazing here. So now let's start by adding the other veggies. We'll add in the red bell peppers, finely chopped onion, saute them nicely, yellow peppers, green peppers, we'll add in the chopped beans, zucchini and mushrooms. Mix everything well. The mixture is looking colorful. We'll add in some salt. I'm going to cover this and cook it for 10 minutes or until the veggies are nice and tender. We'll divide the dough into 4. I want to make 4 lasagna sheets out of this. Smoothen them. I'm just going to start rolling these. While rolling the pasta sheets, I also like to boil my water. You need to add a lot of water for boiling the pasta sheets. Also add in some salt to taste and bring it to a boil. And make sure that you also keep an eye on the vegetables so that they cook evenly. You don't want to burn these vegetables by any chance. I see that the vegetables are almost getting ready. I also like to make the fresh tomato puree. I have 3 tomatoes which I'm going to make puree. If you want, you can even blanch the tomatoes, de-seed them, peel them and then blend. I just like to keep it nice and simple. So we'll add it to the cooked vegetables. Added more salt if needed. Some sugar to balance the sourness from the tomatoes. And some paprika powder. This is to taste. I like it nice and spicy, so I'm adding more. We'll also add in the tomato ketchup. Check for the salt and the spice level. We are going to cover this and cook for 10 more minutes. We want the tomato mixture to be nicely cooked. Depending on the size of the baking tray you're using, roll these lasagna sheets. If needed, you can even use some dry all-purpose flour for rolling. It need not be a perfect round. And you can roll this dough back. I have all the pasta sheets nicely rolled. Have them ready. And make sure that you dust them with some all-purpose flour so that they don't stick when you stack them. So let's check, the mixture should be done. It's been about 10 minutes. As you can see, the vegetables are done and even the tomato mixture is nicely done. There's no raw smell or even the extra moisture left. And at the very end, I'm going to add in the spinach and cook it for 5 more minutes. So the spinach is nicely done. We'll turn off the heat and the vegetable mixture is ready. Just keep this aside. Turn off the heat. I have the water that has come to a rolling boil. We'll drop in the pasta sheet one by one. We'll cook it till it's al dente. Don't overcook it. It is nicely done. It took me about 3 to 4 minutes. So we'll take this out and keep this aside. We'll follow the same thing with the remaining pasta sheets as well. We'll now make the bechamel sauce. Into a saucepan, we'll add in the butter. We'll let it melt. Add in the flour and whisk it in. Should not have any lumps. You need to cook this flour in the butter mixture. Now gradually add in the milk and keep whisking all the time. We'll add in some cracked black pepper, chili flakes to taste, just a pinch of nutmeg. Don't add much here. That's it. Some salt to taste. We'll bring this to a boil and let it simmer until this mixture becomes nice and thick. The sauce has become nice and thick. We'll turn off the heat. It is nicely coating the back of the spatula. Perfect. Keep this aside. So now that we have the pasta noodles ready and the sauce, the tomato vegetable mixture ready, let's start by assembling everything together. Before that, I'll preheat the oven to 350 Fahrenheit. Grease a 9 by 9 inches baking dish with some butter or some olive oil. I'm greasing it with some butter. The bottom will have the pasta sheet, boiled pasta sheet, followed with the vegetable mixture. and some cheese, as much as you like. We'll add in the next pasta sheet and repeat the layers of vegetable mixture and the cheese mixture with the remaining portions as well. And the last layer will cover this, the pasta sheet. Perfect. We'll spoon in the sauce on top. And we'll top this with some more mozzarella cheese and parmesan cheese. We'll wrap this with the aluminum foil and put it to bake at 350 Fahrenheit for 45 minutes. If you want to make it, you can make all the layers, all the sauces, you can assemble everything ahead of time, and just before serving you can put it to bake and serve it hot to your guests. So I'm going to bake it for 40 minutes. So I baked it for 40 minutes covered and then broiled it for 5 minutes without any cover, so that it gives a nice golden color top on top of this lasagna. And I have given 15 minutes resting time. Now it's all ready to be cut and served. Just carefully lift it. Yum. So let me try this. It is very, very delicate, especially that lasagna sheets. They're very soft and tender. It's out of the world. You have to try this the same way I have shown you, and I'm sure you will love it to core. So do try it and enjoy it with your family. For more yummy recipes, get subscribed to Shruti's Kitchen. I'll be back soon with another great recipe for you all. Till then, take care. Bye.